It's time for a history lesson.
Keep it real, what you doing, where you at? Don't tell me no lies, don't waste my time. How about that? Come get what you deserve. What's the word? What's the catch? Hey, what's the word? What's the catch? And match your neck. Keep it real, what you doing, where you at?
Alright, where do I begin? Let's see. Well, now that that's taken care of, I guess I can do lighting. Jesus. Oh my God. Anyway, so I was going through the comments the other day, and somebody asked the process of how I ended up playing college football. So I started going through some of the pictures that I had, like way back in my phone, and I found a bunch of gems. Now that I get to see them, it brings back a ton of great memories, actually. So I guess I could talk about the very, very beginning, even before this, when I was just a little jit. And I'm talking way, way back. I had my mom send me a ton of pictures because she just loves sending me pictures. Love you, Mom. And then she started sending me these. Not football related, but they're a bunch of gems. So I guess you could say I started off at a young age. Parents put a football in my hand, very young. But that wasn't actually where I started. I'm actually a kicker because I played soccer for most of my life. And it was never actually my decision to end up playing football after soccer. I've always been a pretty active kid ever since a young age.
Hey baby, I'm going to karate camp.
Going out, playing with bugs, stupid stuff. When I was about 6, my brother actually started his first year of football because that's what he wanted to do, but I still wanted to stick with soccer. But after that first year, I decided I wanted to pick it up too, so I ended up joining the local Pop Warner team. At that point in time, a few of my close friends had actually joined as well, and we ended up playing together. I was such a little mean-ass jit. Who is that? Not me. So after my brother got me involved with football, that's when I joined my first Pee Wee football team. After that, I was asked if I could kick. Since I came from a soccer background, a few of the parents knew me that were actually coaching, and I said, yeah, I can kick, and it ended up just taking off from there. I ended up doing fairly well, actually. I ended up starting on every single team that I tried to kick on ever since that day. But I think one thing that I enjoyed a lot was being able to kick a ball further than all of my friends and everybody I knew, because it was just something that nobody else could do, and that's just what I enjoyed. So I just kept working at it. So as I aged, going through the levels of Pop Warner football, the time of high school came. All of my friends that I knew from Pop Warner football went to the same high school. And we were all so convinced that we were going to do so good, and we were all pumped up that we were all still on the same team. So during my time of playing freshman football, one of the coaches actually mentioned that I could end up earning a full scholarship to a university and not have to pay any money out of pocket for school. That sounded beyond my wildest dreams at the moment, but then I looked more and more into it, talked to my mom more and more about it, and we thought that it was something that we should actually pursue. I just kept working in hopes that one of the coaches that I was talking to would offer me a full scholarship. Unfortunately, my junior year was coming around, and we thought that I was not receiving the proper attention that I probably should be getting from my high school coaches. That's when we looked into a high school called IMG Academy in Bradenton, Florida. I cannot begin to tell you how elaborate this facility is. And from there, history wrote itself, really. I ended up enrolling. Once I got in, I was roomed with a kid named DeAndre Francois. Yeah, that kid. The summer leading up to my enrollment at IMG Academy, me and my parents and my brother all traveled around the country to different colleges, showcasing and just a bunch of different camps to present my ability amongst thousands of other kids with the same ability. I ended up making a killing at most of the camps that I went to, but none of the camps that I went to offered me a full scholarship, and that's where IMG Academy came into play. Zero idea what I was going to walk into. I had only visited there maybe once or twice, and just seeing the facilities, and after the first visit I was sold. I just wanted to see it again the second time. Now when I finally got to IMG, it was actually like I had gone into college, to be honest. The way everything was run was far different than any other high school in the country or anywhere in the world for that matter. We had dorms, we had a mess hall, we had every possible workout machine you have ever seen or could think of. I Coming from the colleges that I previously visited that summer and then going to IMG, it was like I'd rather stay at IMG. Like, everything is so much better there. So my year goes by of training at IMG. I ended up with all walk-on offers, which to many that would be okay. And to me, honestly, that was perfectly fine because that was my end to college. You know, I'm not the brightest kid, definitely not. And at many of the places that I had walk-on offers to, there was always a possibility of obtaining a full ride scholarship after the first or second year. So I had walk-on offers to FIU, where I'm at now, Miami, Florida, Florida State, Georgia, Tennessee, Auburn, Western Kentucky, USF, FAU, Oregon State, but it all came down to Tennessee, Florida State, and FIU. All these options were very different in their own way. At the last month of my decision, it was a choice between Florida State and FIU. And the reason I chose FIU was because the feelings were so mutual, which is very important for anybody that is getting recruited right now. Mutual feelings between coach and player are more important than anything, because if you're not going to enjoy where you're going to be, then there's honestly no point in you even attending the school that you're going to go to. But I just want to take a step back real quick and give some praise to IMG Academy. And honestly, I think I've met some of the greatest people. No, never mind. I know I've met some of the greatest people in my life there. So moving on from that, I committed to FIU, and a few months later, I found myself here, deep in Miami. I cannot say that I loved it at first, because it was very different from where I was at before. Miami life is crazy, and it is crazy all of the time. So once I got here, I was promised the opportunity of earning a full scholarship within the first year, and I took that as the biggest challenge I've ever took in my life, because the last thing I ever wanted was for my parents to take a chunk out of their bank account and throw it to my schooling, even though that's what they would want, but that's not what I wanted. So after the first 6 months, I quickly became one of the most known to be athletic kids on the team. I was strength of the pack 2 weeks in a row amongst multiple seniors, one of which is now in the NFL playing for the Titans. Another few months rolled by, and that's when season started, and that's when I was able to showcase my ability to the head coach and the whole team and prove to them that I was reliable enough to earn a full scholarship. On top of proving myself during practice, I would constantly spend hours and hours after practice. Like, I would go on runs at the parking garage. I would work out about 2 hours after we would work out, like with the team, all because like that's how bad I wanted it. Like, the thing I wanted most was to have college paid for and not have anything to worry about financially. After season went by and we went through another summer training camp, I think that's really when like I proved to my coaches that, you know, I'm here and this is what I want. And that very summer, that's when they put me on scholarship. And in all honesty, it didn't change any of my mindset. You know, I think that's when I realized my biggest motivation besides my family and my brother and try to prove to them and make them proud was not that I wanted to have school paid for, but that I really just wanted to be the best in the country. So from here, I'm going on into my junior season, which means I have officially 2 more years left of eligibility, which is scary but kind of cool at the same time, because this can either be the very last bit of football that I play, or it can also be my ticket into going on into the league, which is ultimately what I would like to do, which would be pretty cool. Like, how many people can say, oh yeah, you know, I played a little time in the NFL, like even if it's just for like 1 week, like I made it. But I mean, if football were to end for me, like, I can understand. I mean, about 1% of your high school team, I think, makes it into college football. And then from there, about 1% of your college team makes it onto the NFL. And if I can be that 1% again, I've lived a pretty good life, I could say, athletically. But until then, I still have to stick with all this school business. Oh, and on top of that, I'm joining a fraternity right now, which is just wonderful. More on that later though. But if I had to give any advice to anybody that's trying to earn a full scholarship or go on and play college football, I guess this is what I could say. If you really love it, then you'll make it. You'll do all the things that you can to be the best at it. whatever it is that you do. And think about it. If you work hard and you better yourself every day, then there's really no reason that you shouldn't be playing on the next level or wherever you want to be playing at. So before I close this video out, I just want to let you guys know that I am in the middle of camp, which is a month-long period before the season starts, where I do nothing but practice football from 6 in the morning to 10 o'clock at night. On top of that, during this month, I'm actually going to be turning 21. I'm excited for my first time drinking. But for right now, I'm just going to be plugging away, kicking footballs, and kicking ass. Alright guys, thanks for watching.
Ground sensation, keep it real, what you doing, where you at? Don't tell me no lies, don't waste my time, how about that? Come get what you deserve, what's the word, what's the catch?